Hello everyone! Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Teresa Giudice thinks she cracked why RHONJ is paused and surprised it's toxic. As loyal fans impatiently await the fate of the Real Housewives of New Jersey, it's been the stars of the show who have fanned the flames with their own assortment of fodder. From opinions, predictions, and theories, we've been given an array of potential outcomes that the future could hold. But for now, we can only assume that the hit series is on an indefinite Bravo pause. One of the most prominent and vocal voices in the conspiracy department has been the original herself, Teresa Giudice. Convinced that she is the be-all, end-all of the Garden State, she has been quite adamant that without her, the show cannot continue. However, as time continues to pass, and no decisions have been made public, Teresa has developed a new set of theories as to why the show is on pause. In the latest episode of her podcast, Turning the Tables, Teresa was joined by her daughter and soon-to-be Bravo star Giudice to discuss an array of topics, including her new show, Next Gen NYC, and her own podcast, Casual Chaos. Of course, part of the conversation revolved around Gia's experience on The Real Housewives of New Jersey and how it helped her prepare for her new show. But when discussing the original series, Teresa made some bold accusations about why the show is currently in limbo. Gia mentioned how her show was reminiscent of the fun early days of her mom's show and how RHONG has changed. She evoked Dolores Catania's name by recalling what she said when she came on her podcast. She said that now, because you guys have a little more free time, you're on hold. She's been watching more on Bravo, just like you. And she knows Jersey is seriously the only franchise that I see that holds grudges the way that we do. Any other franchise, they fight, they argue about something. But then 2 seconds later they're over it, Gia said. Teresa replied, "Well, Dolores says that because it's not her family. If it was her family, then she would have a different tune. If I hold a grudge, it's because it's my family and anyone else that's attacking me." Noting that their show is known for hitting below the belt, Gia claimed that the Real Housewives of New Jersey got toxic so quickly, and that's when Teresa agreed and alleged that the toxicity is why they were on pause. While she may be right that the show turned toxic, it's also very much Giudice revisionist history. The Real Housewives of New Jersey has absolutely had some drastically toxic moments that should have never been aired, but it got that way because of the stories that were being told. The family feud between Teresa and Joe Gorga would likely not appear on screen if it had been any other family in the world, but because this was their job, all the dirty laundry was put on screen. There could have been off-screen mediation that could have possibly helped, but would that help ratings? When it comes to toxic characters, Teresa certainly contributed to that department. Feeling like the queen bee of the show, putting herself in direct competition with Melissa Gorga, and lacking any semblance of accountability, caused some of the major rifts on the show. Yes, other women on the show have created brutal moments, including Jennifer Aydin, but when we discuss the show and its roots, it's unlike any other Bravo franchise because of the family element. Not until recently had anyone held Teresa's feet to the fire. There have been low blows by countless people throughout the 14-season run, but Teresa is absolutely not innocent in the conversation. The toxic situation revolving around the siblings and cousins had its roots in Teresa's firm belief that she was the victim at every turn. By creating that environment, it caused tension among the cast. When it reaches the point where the two main stars refuse to film together, it has all the makings of a toxic environment. As much as Dolores tried to bring peace at the infamous Last Supper at Rails, it was futile. There was never going to be hope until Teresa realized her fault in the situation. Her flaw as a character is her inability to understand the writing on the wall. By claiming that the show is on pause because it's toxic is putting the blame somewhere else. The viewers will forever be split on their opinions, but we all have eyes. We've watched the show since day one. The evolution into toxicity is real. But there has been one common denominator since the very start. Teresa Giudice, the original Real Housewife of New Jersey, has always been a force to be reckoned with. From flipping tables to flipping her life around after legal troubles, Teresa has remained a central figure in the Bravo universe. However, with the Real Housewives of New Jersey, RHONJ, currently on pause, Teresa has had time to reflect on the show's trajectory and the reasons behind its hiatus. Season 14 of RHONJ was marked by intense drama, family feuds, and a palpable divide among the cast. The culmination of these tensions led Bravo to put the show on hiatus, leaving fans and cast members alike questioning the future of the series. Teresa, ever the candid personality, didn't mince words when discussing the show's pause. In a January 2025 interview, she described the previous season as very toxic and emphasized the need for a break. She stated, "It was good to take a break. It was very toxic." This sentiment resonated with many, as the constant drama had begun to overshadow the core essence of the show. While Teresa acknowledged the challenges of the past season, she also pointed fingers at her co-stars for the show's current hiatus. In a December 2024 podcast appearance, she remarked that the cast had played the game all wrong, leading to a dirty and disgusting environment. She specifically called out Margaret Josephs for her actions involving Teresa's husband, Louis Ruelas, and criticized others for their behavior. Teresa's frustration was evident as she expressed that the dynamics had become more about personal vendettas than genuine relationships. One of the most talked about aspects of RHONJ has been the ongoing feud between Teresa and her brother, Joe Gorga, and his wife, Melissa. The rift reached a boiling point when Joe and Melissa chose not to attend Teresa's wedding in 2022, citing feelings of betrayal. Despite various attempts at reconciliation, the divide has only deepened over time. Teresa has made it clear that the break with her brother and his wife is permanent. In a February 2025 interview, she stated, "No, that's a permanent break. All the way." She further elaborated, expressing that when family members betray you, it's harder to forgive than when a stranger does. Her decision to sever ties with Joe and Melissa appears to be a conscious choice for her peace of mind. With RHONJ on pause, Teresa has shifted her focus to personal endeavors and family. She has been actively involved in her blended family, which includes her 4 daughters, husband Louis, 2 stepsons, and 4 dogs. The Giudice-Ruelas household is bustling, with Teresa embracing her role as a mother and wife. Professionally, Teresa has ventured into the beauty industry with her lipstick line, Lips by Teresa x Christian Audette. Additionally, she's exploring the restaurant business, aiming to open a family-oriented establishment. Her podcast, Turning the Tables, has also gained traction, allowing her to connect with fans and share her journey. As of now, RHONJ remains on hiatus, with no official word on its return. Teresa has expressed interest in returning to the show, stating that she hopes to be asked back. However, she also emphasized that the dynamics need to change for the show to continue successfully. She believes that a fresh approach, possibly with new cast members or a different format, could revitalize the series. Teresa Giudice's insights into the pause of RHONJ shed light on the complexities behind the scenes. While the drama on screen was a significant factor, personal relationships and internal conflicts played pivotal roles in the show's current status. As Teresa continues to build her personal brand and focus on her family, fans eagerly await news of RHONJ's future. Whether the show returns with the original cast or undergoes a complete reboot, one thing is certain: Teresa Giudice will remain at the heart of the conversation. Teresa Giudice, the enduring star of The Real Housewives of New Jersey, RHONJ, has always been at the center of the show's drama. However, with season 14 concluding on a tumultuous note, Bravo decided to pause the series, leaving fans and cast members alike in suspense. In recent interviews, Teresa has shared her perspective on the hiatus, offering insights into the reasons behind the show's pause and her personal reflections on the situation. In a candid conversation on Pix 11's New York Living, Teresa expressed relief over the show's hiatus, describing the previous season as toxic. She highlighted unresolved conflicts, particularly the rift with her brother Joe Gorga and his wife Melissa, which had been a focal point of the season's drama. Teresa emphasized the need for a break, stating, "No, not resolved. But it's good to take a break. It's good. It was very toxic." She further elaborated on the impact of the familial tensions, noting that the introduction of her husband, Luis Ruiz, into the show by Joe Gorga added to the complexities.